This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 880, The Value of Human Capital by Will Crosswell with GetRichSlowly.org. And I'm Dan, I'm your host here on the show. Very happy Friday to you. This is where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And a big thanks to Simple Contacts for their support. Simple Contacts allows you to renew your prescription from anywhere in a matter of minutes. To save $20 on your lenses, go to simplecontacts.com/OFD20 or enter the code OFD20 at checkout. This isn't a replacement for your periodic full eye health exam, but if your vision hasn't changed, then Simple Contacts is the most convenient way to reorder contacts. Again, check out Simple Contacts and get $20 off by going to simplecontacts.com/OFD20 or just enter the code OFD20 at checkout. Give it a try and thank me later. For now, let's get right to our post as we optimize your life. The Value of Human Capital by Will Crosswell with GetRichSlowly.org. Dr. Moshe A. Malevsky, author of Your Money Milestones and tenured finance professor at the Schulich School of Business at York University in Toronto, Canada, had his class perform an exercise at the beginning of his 12-week undergraduate course on the topic of wealth management. He asked his students to prepare their own personal balance sheet. As he admits in the book, the financial status of a 20-something looks much different from somebody in her 30s or 40s. Assets are few and far between, and where they exist, they're minimal. But liabilities include loans, student loans, and even credit card debt. After the class filled out their personal balance sheets, he asked them to compute their net worth by subtracting their assets from their liabilities. The results were bleak. He followed the exercise with two questions. 1, do you think your personal balance sheet will look better 10 years from now? And 2, how many of you got a zero or negative number for your net worth on the balance sheet today? As you can guess, nearly every hand went up in response to these questions. Dr. Malevsky pointed out, quote, if they were a publicly traded company, they would immediately be deemed insolvent or even bankrupt, end quote. But there's a twist. Malevsky told the students that they did the exercise incorrectly and they answered his questions all wrong. He suggested that they were probably forgetting the most important and most valuable asset they own, themselves, or as Malevsky terms it, human capital. Human capital included the students' careers with their salary, bonuses, raises, and wages that would accrue over a lifetime. Malevsky compared human capital to a gold mine or an oil well. It has immediate value, but it may take years before you see it total in the 6 to 7 figures in terms of cash flow. His main point was this. Human capital is the most valuable asset class for most people during their working years. He then asked the class to include the estimated current value of their human capital to create what he called a holistic personal balance sheet and net worth calculation. He asked the class to visit the campus alumni office to obtain projected salary figures for graduates. Here is an example of what a holistic personal balance sheet might look like. My assets. Explicit financial capital plus implicit financial capital plus estimated human capital equals total capital. My liabilities. Minus visible debt and liabilities minus estimated hidden liabilities equals holistic net worth. After they completed their new balance sheet, students noticed their new outlooks were drastically different than the ones they had originally projected for themselves. They were upbeat and optimistic about their lives in front of them. Their human capital was worth millions and thus made their worth much more valuable. To estimate your own human capital, visit this human capital calculator, HC Calculator. What this meant for me. About a year ago, I took a position as a business development manager for a credit union in South Carolina. Much of my position currently entails business-to-business relationships. Another part of it is providing financial education and literacy for our clients' employees. I was a history major in college and a political operative by trade, so my knowledge on the matter when I took the job was minimal at best. Well, the more I researched and read articles and blogs, such as Get Rich Slowly, the more I learned that my financial behavior was in bad shape. I was borrowing more than what I was earning. A great portion of my pay was directed towards debts, such as loans and credit cards, and I felt that I had dug myself into a hole that I feared I would never get out of. There were some nights when I even felt paralyzed by the thought that I would forever be in debt. As many people in this country have done, I read a friend's copy of The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. While it hasn't served as the complete outline for my financial recovery, it has served as the catalyst I needed to attack my debt and increase my net worth. As many of you have done, I'm sure, I separated my assets and liabilities and had to catch my breath once I saw just how much or how little my net worth was. According to that basic personal balance sheet, I felt I was worth nothing. No, nothing would have been a great place to start. I was worth less than nothing. Besides the determined motivation and an outline to tackle my debt, it was a pretty harrowing place to begin. But once I looked at Dr. Malevsky's human capital exercise, I saw that not only would I get out of this financial pit, but I'd be acquiring assets for years and years to come that would benefit myself and my future family. The bottom line is that self-worth can overcome your net worth. Once I saw my projected salary and income, I felt as if my fears were melting away. My human capital gave me that extra push to proclaim and now believe, I will get out of debt. I will have security for my family and loved ones. And perhaps more importantly, I'm going to be okay. As in any exercise, there are variables that can affect one's human capital, like layoffs, getting fired, a family tragedy, etc. But the main point is that you are worth more than your debt. Yes, that mountain of liabilities can be pretty daunting, but knowing that you have the tools and the self-confidence to succeed, you have your X factor to achieve financial freedom and security. You just listened to the post titled The Value of Human Capital by Will Crosswell with GetRichSlowly.org. And thank you again to our friends at Simple Contacts. There are many things that demand your time, and contact lenses shouldn't be one of them. With Simple Contacts, you don't need to take time off to make an appointment or see the eye doctor. While this isn't a replacement for your periodic full eye health exam, it is the most convenient way to reorder your contacts. And Simple Contacts lenses are reliable as they are designed by ophthalmologists who care about your health. Optimal Finance Daily listeners can save $20 on their lenses by going to simplecontacts.com/OFD20 or by entering the code OFD20 at checkout. Again, get $20 off at simplecontacts.com/OFD20 or just enter code OFD20 at checkout. Save time and money with Simple Contacts. All right, that wraps up this week of Optimal Finance Daily. Thank you so much for being a regular listener and for subscribing to the show. Have yourself a great weekend, and then I'll see you back here on Monday, where your optimal life awaits.